Hey everybody, this is Mr. Hardcore Mode, where nothing is easy. Warriors and Witchers, how y'all doing? This video is pertaining to Dragon Age Veilguard being for free on Amazon, and we're gonna hear if they've been selling. I'm curious how they're doing. I'm curious. Considering they're doing the same thing that Bloodlines 2 is doing. Bloodlines 2 is literally doing pound for pound the exact same thing as what Veilguard has been doing. So I'm wondering, I'm just curious if a free game can sell, you know? I know it sounds weird. How can a free game fucking sell? Well, let's see. Where this is a video from Dr. Disaster. Here we go.
You love me. You really love me. Ha! Gay!
What's up, space pirates? This is your admiral, the atypical a-hole Dr. Disaster, and a few weeks back, when it was announced that Dragon Age the Veilguard had won the Game of the Year award at the Gaming Award.
That was the dumbest thing that I've ever fucking seen. It's like they shit. It's like not only. Do you think I wanted this? You think I wanted this? Like, I already know the Veilguard is a shit show. Like, the Gaming Awards literally gave them Game of the Year. It's literally G-A-Y-M-I-N-G. It's not Gaming Awards, like G-A-M-I-N-G. But they literally just did that. And I'm over here just like, who's paying these assholes? Like, it's a smear. It's a smear case. It's just... You're smearing all over their name. Like just add to it. It's already shit now. And then they're just gonna play around with Dragon Age's corpse. Thank you, appreciate it.
Awards 2025, and no, that's not me being derogatory, that's the actual name of this award show, the Gaming Awards. But when they won that Game of the Year award, it was perfectly emblematic of what they had been attempting to do with this game.
They're on to me!
At one point, Dragon Age was one of the premier RPG franchises in the gaming industry, cranking out 3 pretty well-liked games in the span of 5 years with the original 3 games.
It was.
But of course, as anyone with functional eyes, ears, and brains could tell within moments, Dragon Age the Veilguard, when that came out, it was chock full of LGBT content that they were trying to push under the guise of the Dragon Age skin suit.
Quick, think about us having sex.
I'm fine, I just
I really didn't need to see that shit, but alright.
threw up in my mouth a little bit.
For cripe's sake, the director of this turd of a game was a self-described queerosexual genderman.
You know what's funny about this whole thing? I'm gonna be honest, and this is quite true. I don't think if Trump wasn't president, she would, and it was Kamala Harris everywhere, not only would I not have a voice, but she would have more, he would not have more, would have more shit down there everywhere. And they would be making Veilguard 2. They would be. They totally would be. Would they lose money on the first one? Yes. But I still think they would make a second one. I still think that. At least the employees would still be there, and they would, oh God. Man, we almost lost our freedom of speech there for a second there. Oh God. We're getting there. Oh. Wait a minute, move on. There would be more mental illness on people's bios if Trump wasn't elected. Oh my God.
And this person was clearly
This is not even his final form kind of bullshit.
pushing the ideologies that you would expect to be associated with that title into the game. With everything that we learned about the game.
Yeah, whatever they put down right now is gonna be complete garbage. They don't know how to make stories anymore. No, there is no old devs there, and I'll be honest, I'm kind of glad that there's no old devs there at Dragon Age. Does that sound weird? I shouldn't be saying that, but does that sound weird? I don't want Mark Dara there. I don't want Mike Laidlaw there. I don't want even Casey Hudson there. It's done. It's over. Let it go. Let somebody else play with it. I want to see what... I'm curious. I'm at the point of curiosity. I'm not at the point where, like, we'll wait until your next game. I'm at the point of curiosity. Woo! I don't know where that came. I'm at the point of curiosity right now at what brand new devs could make with Mass Effect, considering the backlog of bullshit from their previous stuff. I am so curious.
From the top surgery scars to the non-binary Canary and everything in between, gamers processed that information, took a look at the makers of this game and said,
"Suit yourself, queer."
Of course, the Gaming Awards think that the Veilguard is just awesome, but that goes to show you that they aren't interested in fun games so much as promoting anything that agrees with their lifestyle. But
what a
clearly
fucking
this
joke.
vocal minority
What
of
a waste
gamers
of money
does
on
not have much clout, because despite the Dragon Age name, this game has flopped big time. They have had to give it away on PlayStation.
Well. Amazon is literally giving away Dragon Age the Veilguard for free. And still nobody's playing. Well. What did I fucking tell you? What did I fucking say? What did we all say? I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say something and it's gonna get people pissed off. Putting gay shit in your game doesn't bring people to your game. That's right, I said it. Putting gay shit or propaganda shit, like political messaging and the gay shit, does not bring people to your game. Sexy stuff brings people to your game. Gore brings people to your game. Progression, graphics, art design, story brings people to game. When it comes to just gay shit, LGBT bullshit, that does not bring people. You might as well just throw your whole product out the window. If that is the forefront of your game, which that's what Veilguard did, guess what? By the way, Dragon Age Origins 2 and Inquisition had gay characters. They did not have LGBT bullshit. Remember, this is back in the day. Nobody was talking about LGBT LMNOP shit. People just said, oh, that's a character that only likes men. That's a character that only likes women. We didn't say any of these clan or cult things. We just said, oh, you can't romance that person. That's all we said. But now when you're literally tarnishing your own ideology. You want to believe in something? Fine. I guess that's what you wake up in the morning for. But I'm gonna let you know, you put that in the forefront, look forward to updating your resume for a new job. And like I said before, the reason that Dragon Age 1, 2, and 3 succeeded was not because the characters were gay. The reason that Dragon Age was good because the lore, the characters, the story, and the progression and the combat was good. Some things were but mostly because of the story, the mythos, the lore, progression, and all that stuff. That was in the forefront of everything. That was the meat and potatoes of everything. We could do this whole, like, but it's needed for Dragon Age to have gay characters. No, I'll be honest, I'm gonna say it. If you put no gay characters in Dragon Age, no political messaging in Dragon Age, and you had a substantial game there, like, it doesn't even need to be great. It could be literally mediocre. But if the story was, good enough and the combat was good enough and there was no gay characters and no political messaging, more people would play. So, clip this. I'm going to just tell the truth.
Plus and on Game Pass, still nobody was playing it, and now the game is literally being given away.
It's the product of your own environment. If somebody likes a video game and everybody goes, "Oh man, Dragon Age, this is really good. You should check this out." And then other people, just like Witcher, I did not come up to Witcher in the beginning. I came up to Witcher when Witcher 3 was almost about to come out. And then people were telling me, "Oh, you might like Witcher, man. Witcher 3 is going to come out soon." I went over there, played a little bit of Witcher 1, finished all of Witcher 2. I liked it. I loved Witcher. But I'm gonna let you know, if there were no political messaging or gay characters, people would still flock. If you put the gay shit up at the forefront and that's all you got, people are gonna turn away. You want to know why? Because most majority of people are not into that whole political ideology bullshit. Most people are just normal people trying to get through and have a nice relaxing day and play the game. Unfortunately, most video games pertain to men. It's just how it is. If you want to be a faggot, go ahead and be a faggot. But I'm gonna let you know that the gay people are gonna be steered towards what straight people like, what straight men like, because we're the vast majority, and they hate that shit. They fucking hate that shit. They see a fucking mithril bikini for a woman, and they're just like, "I like this, but I can't admit that I like the string bikini, mithril armor. I like it. I want it on my character, but I don't want to admit it around the vast majority of male gamers out there." You see what I'm saying? It's a battle of feelings.
On Amazon, whether you ask for it or not. And the funny thing is that people still aren't playing this game.
Nope.
I want you guys to like me, and you look at me like I'm a freak.
That's because you're stupid.
I remember that. Somebody in chat said, "I don't care if an NPC likes men or women. I just want well-written characters that feel authentic. If it feels a tiny bit forced, I'm skipping whatever the character says." That's exactly what I mean, right there. Like, if the characters are... See, it's hard. You would have to try to make the characters... you would have to be a dumbass, or you would have to try to make characters, what's the word I'm looking for? Authentic, like the word that you said. You would have to try, or you would just have to suck at writing to make sure the characters are not authentic. That's going to steer people away. It's even worse when your whole idea of making the game is like this ideology. You see what I'm saying? Where it's just like, it's what's happening right now with Bloodlines 2. Bloodlines 2 also has a really hard time making a well-written story right now with the new Bloodlines 2 game that's going to come out. I watched somebody play it for 2 hours. I cannot stomach any single NPC. Sure, there's a black woman in there, but her character is mute. Sure, there's an attractive woman in there, but she doesn't feel like an important NPC. Sure, there's a trans person in Bloodlines 2, but dead. Completely dead. Each and every character, even the person that's inside your fucking head in Bloodlines 2 they're fucking dead. Like, at least with Veilguard, some of the characters have... No, it's the same. I tried. My brain is just like, well, at least with Bloodline... No, both characters in Veilguard and in Bloodlines 2, it feels like it's written by the same people. Hell, we even got information that some writer is going with Elder Scrolls 6, who just came from Veilguard. So that's fun. I don't know why they need him. That right now Bethesda is making horrible writing right now. Why would you need help from Veilguard devs to fuck up Elder Scrolls 6? Why would you need Veilguard devs? You already fucked it up with Starfield's story. Why would you need I feel like whoever the person that went over as the writer for fucking Veilguard, who went over to fucking Elder Scrolls 6 for Bethesda, this motherfucker, I'll be honest, is living best paid actor. He's already shit. Bethesda's already shit. He just needs to go over there and just do shit. He's getting, I mean, chase the bag. I mean, if they're gonna bring in shit with shit, and then he's just gonna be like, well, we all suck at writing, so I mean, as long as I get paid, I'd do the same thing. It's like, bro, you suck at your job? Yeah, I suck at my job. I also suck at my job, dude. You suck at your job? Yeah, we all suck at writing. Bro, we could just sit here and just get paid, bro. I'll just make a random story and, you know, the main character is the Dragonborn or something. Nah, we can't do that. We did that last time. I don't know. We'll make up something. They'll be born something. When they showed Bloodlines a year ago, we had something. Like I said, that one white girl that was in Bloodlines 2 that was shown years ago, they completely changed her. Made her look fucking ugly. That's all I needed.
Alright, me hearties, make sure that you hit the like button on this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, I've started uploading content onto Rumble, so make sure to follow me over there.
I was doing Rumble.
Don't forget to follow me over on X.
I thought about
My
Rumble.
handle is Dr. Disaster 1. I keep a list of video games lousy with wokeness pinned to the account at all times for your reference. Dragon Age the Veilguard is of course on that list, and in fact, it's so damned woke, I ought to put it on there twice. But anyhow, we're gonna look at this news that Dragon Age is now going free to play, so to speak, and still nobody is touching it. These days, over on Steam, Dragon Age...
Holy shit, just 1,000 people. You remember when they gassed you up and said, like, no, Veilguard is exactly what it's just like any other Dragon Age game. What are you upset about? You remember when they said that? When they said, yo, it's working as intended, and I was just like, nah, nigga. No, it's not. Nah, shit. That you want to know why the gay shit in Dragon Age or in any sort of entertainment is best kept introverted. I'm sorry. I'm saying it. The gay shit is best kept introverted because it just doesn't work. Now, if you have two hot chicks kissing up on each other in a video game, everybody's gonna like that, but nobody's gonna like two dudes kissing. Just the 10 gay people that are playing the game. I know, multiply that to like 10,000, but most of us, it's millions, billions of people playing the game. But I guarantee you, two girls kissing? They're hot? Of course they're gonna enjoy that in the video game. But I'm telling you, that gay shit in Dragon Age is best kept introverted. You want to romance this dude? You want to romance this person that's the same sex as you? Go ahead. You're in, you're out. Let's move on. Oh, he's like, that's it. That's it. No more. I don't want any extra characters, extra NPCs, just like what Veilguard did. I don't want extra NPCs just going around saying I'm trans. Like, they don't even know what the fuck that is. It's not a real fucking thing in Dragon Age. When you pepper that shit all around where people are saying they're non-binary out of fucking nowhere, keep that mental illness shit out the fucking window. Whoop! Get it out of here. Like I said, keep that shit introverted in the game. Do not put it in the front. Gay shit is introverted. Everything that's straight is extroverted in video games. If you put the gay shit, the introverted shit in the front of Dragon Age, guess what? It's not gonna appeal to people. And that's what happens. I'm sorry. And I'm not talking about if Morrigan and Liliana just started fucking scissoring each other, that doesn't fucking count, okay? That's not the same fucking thing, okay? You listen to me right now. It's not the same fucking thing. Morrigan and Liliana just, I know it's not gonna happen in the game. Obviously, one of them is straight and one of them's bi. But if they were scissoring each other just out of nowhere in like a new Dragon Age game and they were actually hot, ain't nobody gonna fucking complain. The one person that's gonna complain about that is the person saying, I kinda wish it was a little bit longer. I kinda wish it was a little bit longer. That's the only complaint you're gonna get. However, if you just got Dorian just fucking pounding every dude in your fucking party and you gotta see this shit, nobody's gonna like that shit. If you got non-binary crazy Krenari bitch Tosh going around like fucking going she-male on everybody, nobody is going to like it. Like I said, straight shit in the forefront, the gay shit like it's always been in Dragon Age in the back room, introverted. That's right. I said it. Mr. Hardcore Mode, all the game stuff is always it's been in the back, bitch. Okay? It's been in the fucking back. Like it has always been. You want to be gay with your character like Zevran or with Dorian? Cool. Kiss each other, hug each other, fade to black, move the fuck on. There ain't nobody's in the fucking game scissoring each other with two dicks. Nah, it turns off the vast majority of people playing your fucking game. I'm sorry, but that's just how it is. Nobody's fucking complaining about Mass Effect. There are a lot of moments in Mass Effect where because the Asarians are obviously women, but they mate in a certain like mental way. But there's a lot of moments where Asarians are with other Asarians and they're just on each other. Two hot Asarians just dancing around and they're just on each other. Ain't nobody said a goddamn thing in the trilogy. Nobody said like, I know we should complain about the ending to Mass Effect 3, but can someone tell me why the two blue bitches are kissing each other? Is anybody gonna stop this madness? No!
The Veilguard is fortunate.
But if there's two Krogan warlords butt fucking each other, you're gonna lose millions. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. It looks funny for 2 seconds. Two giant Krogan warlords butt fucking each other. It's funny for about 10 seconds. After that, get it off the... we're gonna laugh about... If that happened, two Krogan warlords just butt fucking each other, I will laugh. I will laugh if it's in Mass Effect. But later on, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck is this, bruh?
To even break 1,000 concurrent players, it peaked at about 89,000 back on Halloween when it came out, and when it hit the top spot on the sales charts for Steam, I remember all those game journalists who were selling
this bitch. Go rogue, go broke, top of the charts. The only reason that Jason Schreier is well known is because he's got access. Period. He is a biased, fucking, feet-loving... Well, I kind of like feet, so I can't really say much. He is a biased gaylord, okay? He's a fucking hack.
Celebrating and mocking gamers because they thought that the chud...
Somebody in chat said, the genophage isn't the only reason they don't have a lot of kids. I am Krogan! What if they fucked, like, Morden Solus? Never mind, we're done.
Had been owned, game journal Jason Schreier mocked us, saying, go woke, go broke, top the charts. But I'm very proud.
I like how he said that, and there was literally no other well-known game that was known on Steam at that time. No, seriously. Around that time that Dragon Age the Veilguard came out, there was no other game around that came out. There was none. For like 2 or 3 weeks, there was nothing else like well-known to be played on Steam. None. Of course there would be people playing that game on Steam. Because they'd be like, oh, what's everybody else playing? Half of those fucking numbers on Steam were half of people like, I want to know what the fuss is about. The other half is my fucking dumbass. I played it for you guys, it's fine.
Of how we all responded to that situation, sticking to our guns and pointing out that there was no real competition for the Veilguard when it released, so it was no shock at all to see the game hit the top spot at release.
Yep,
and we were eventually proven correct, as everyone in the mainstream media was forced to admit the game had flopped, and Jason Schreier eventually had to delete that tweet. But
yeah, he did delete that tweet. Yeah, he did, because he's a fucking dumbass. What a sleazy piece of shit. No wonder he's shaped like a fucking tampon.
let's read about this game's major failure and the recent news surrounding that failure from this website, That Park Place. They start the article off by giving us a rundown of how successful the Dragon Age franchise has been in the past, and then they talk about how poorly the Veilguard was received. We are going to skip down to here though, where it says, how bad is it? 10 months after launch, the game has already been given away on PlayStation Plus, bundled into Xbox Game Pass through EA Play, and now Amazon Australia is literally handing it out for free.
Amazon. How do you feel that Amazon Australia is giving away the game for free? You ever think about that? No, think about it for a second. Amazon Australia, the literal, that's Karen Island right over there. Amazon Australia is Karen Island, and they're giving you the game for fucking free from Amazon Australia. Karen Island. But for some odd reason, America is saying, yeah, this game's like $25. What the fuck? I think you know what? Let me bring it back for a second. They're putting a price on this shitty fucking game in America to make sure that we don't buy it. That's actually a good punishment right there. It's like, hey son, if you want to play this game, you want to play this trashy game, son? That's gonna be like 30 or 40 bucks. He's like, yeah, but it's free over there in Amazon Australia. Of course it is, son. They're fucking crazy white women over there. So do you want to spend the 30 bucks? No, I don't want to waste my money. I mean, you were gonna waste your money and time in Australia, but yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that actually checks out. They're literally trying to make sure that people in America do not even touch this shit. I mean, I think it's free on Game Pass, but still, you think about it, Amazon Australia, it's for free, but everywhere else, you gotta buy it. But everybody else, the real continents, the real countries, are just like, yeah, we don't want it. We're good.
with over 1,000 different purchases, and yet still, practically no one is playing.
Oh yeah, they fucked up that lore
August
mark.
20th
Yeah,
and
they did.
September 2nd, Amazon Australia launched a promotion where anyone buying qualifying items, everything from routers to controllers, would receive a free copy of Dragon Age the Veilguard. According to reports, more than 1,000 separate items triggered the freebie. Imagine buying a printer or a kitchen appliance and finding this bonus video game tossed into your order. Far from being a celebration, it comes across as a
Here's your router, sir. Thank you. And then they just slip in a fucking rainbow fucking disc. And they're like, whoa, what the fuck? They slip in a rainbow disc inside your cart. And they're like, what the fuck is this? It comes with your router. Okay, what is it? Don't worry about it. No, what is this? You'll like it, you'll see. Are you trying to wink at me?
digital clearance bin. To hell with that. It doesn't come off as a clearance bin item to me. If someone sent that game to me without asking, I'd think of it as being akin to friggin' anthrax getting mailed to me. I've never
You get a router, and then they just pocket sand you. It's like, here's your router. Oh, thanks. Just pocket sand. Right in your fucking eye. And then when you get home, there it is, right there. Veilguard, straight for you. Ain't nobody gonna... They're gonna throw this shit away, bro.
never even touched the case of a copy of Dragon Age the Veilguard, and I am
You remember when people tried to fucking gaslight you into believing that Isabella in this fucking game was actually attractive? Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself real hard. And then don't tell anybody about it. I like how people just came up to me and said, she looks good in this game. Fuck you. She looked way better in Dragon Age 2.
definitely interested in keeping my skin clear of whatever STDs that bloody thing is carrying. If someone sent it to me, I'd probably handle the thing with tongs. But anyways, back to the article. It says that calling it a digital clearance bin is not an exaggeration. Amazon's own fine print described the promotion as an effort to unload inventory, a sign the warehouses are overflowing with unsold stock. For a Dragon Age title once considered a guaranteed hit, that alone is humiliating. And then, if we scroll down a ways in the article, it talks about why they're doing this, and it's the sort of conversation we have talked about here for a while. So, why all the giveaways? The answer is simple. Optics. When a game hits Game Pass or PS Plus, publishers trumpet millions of downloads as proof of success.
This is kind of the reason why I don't like Game Pass. Because, one, we don't know the numbers, and Xbox, Microsoft loves that shit. Microsoft loves it when you don't know the numbers on Game Pass. Or not even just Game Pass, just the downloads on that specific game. Because as soon as a game goes to Game Pass, they're just like, millions are sold, millions of downloads. And I'm like, can we see the numbers? Or are you just trying to correlate it with everybody else that's using Game Pass? He's like, can I see the downloads? We don't really like to relinquish downloads on our platform. See, this is why people don't like Steam, because Steam actually shows numbers.
What they don't admit is that these are not sales, they're downloads bundled into existing subscription numbers. It looks good to shareholders, but it doesn't fully.
Shareholders love being stupid. Shareholders love that shit. Shareholders and investors love collecting money. They don't like learning a goddamn thing. I find it funny that you have to realize there are individuals out there in the world that only concentrate on one thing only. Marketing. No, sorry. Not marketing, money. Like, that's their whole livelihood. That's all they care about. This is all they ever do. This is why they don't understand people. Their whole thing is like, how do we collect more money? Well, we have this rainbow LGBT game. Oh, cool. I think my son told me that he was trans this one time, even though my son is literally 1.5 years old, and my wife told me that he's trans now. I think that's what kids like. What's the game gonna be like? Well, it's going to be a game that's open, well, not open world, it's gonna be linear, and people love cutting their tits off. They do like that. I think I heard about that in that one game from Disney. I assume, like you need to understand. I'm gonna say it. Every investor and shareholder is basically DSP on Twitch. Okay? They don't know how to play video games. They don't know people. They don't know how to act. Every time when they see a woman, they're just like, anyway, whatever. But every time when they see a man, for some reason, I was like, yeah, I do love Mario. Every investor and shareholder is basically DSP. They're just ready to collect money. Check out DSP's channel. He's ready to collect money. He'll ask you for money in less than 5 minutes when his stream comes out. They're basically DSP. They're DSP with people with a lot of money. That's who they are.
Hide the truth. Veilguard failed to.
They are smart with their money. That's it. Anything else in their life, they don't know a goddamn thing.
Resonate with players, and no amount of free can disguise that reality. This was the strategy that Ubisoft, as you may remember, tried to use with Assassin's Creed Shadows. They refused to show us how many people had actually purchased their game. Titles like Monster Hunter Wilds, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Stalker 2, the developers of those games all proudly announced how many millions of copies they had sold in just a matter of days. But Assassin's Creed Shadows, which was just as woke as the Veilguard, they would only talk about their player count, choosing to hide the truth in order to project good optics. But here are the real optics for the Veilguard. This is a head-to-head comparison between the Veilguard and Claire Obscure Expedition 30.
Where? Okay. Team size, AAA scale, several hundred. Their team size is 30 with a 20 support in Claire Obscure. Yeah, they no, I think it was around 30 million, or was it 30 million for Claire Obscure? I thought it was. I think no, that's a different game that I'm thinking about. It was 15 to 25 million. Smart. Finished it within like 5 years. Unreal Engine 5. By the way, the fact that Claire Obscure was actually runnable on the on Unreal Engine 5 is a big, massive W. Yeah, within 3 days they got 1 million units. Yep, they sold that. Well, he's got to move his head.
The AA title, which came out of nowhere earlier this year and blew everyone's socks off. Dragon Age was made by BioWare with several hundred devs working on it, while Claire was made by Sandfall Interactive, a
250 million budget. You know what? I think it was more than that with Dragon Age. 10 plus. Bro, I do not get, I don't get it. I don't get it. I honestly do not get it. I want to talk to the developers that quit midway with Veilguard. Those are probably the only real human beings on that team. The ones that quit midway. Because I refuse to work 10 years on something for it to fail. Bro. I gotta. You know what? I gotta make my own video games, man. Because I just can't see myself wasting 10 years on that shit. God. All right, continue.
New studio with around 30 devs.
I still think about it.
The budget for Dragon Age was around 200 million, while the budget for Claire was about 10 times less at around 20 million. It took 10 years to make the Veilguard versus 5 years for Claire Obscure. And then here are the bottom line numbers down at the bottom of this. Dragon Age the Veilguard announced that they had hit 1.5 million players in 2 months, which of course includes people with free copies of the game or people trying it out on a subscription service. Meanwhile, Claire Obscure sold 1 million copies in a few days and has now sold multiple millions. Those are the real optics for the Veilguard. No matter how they try.
Somebody in chat said it was 10 years of development and restarted several times. I would argue the Veilguard had a budget of 150 to 250 mil alone, not counting Dreadwolf and the live service garbage. They could have done so much. They could have done so much to just talk and have an actual debate and a conversation with EA, but they refused to. They didn't do anything on the contract. They didn't do anything. They just say yes sir, no sir, and then that's it. There's literally zero accountability with this development team. BioWare came up, EA came up to them, and they were like, you need to do this. And I'm over here just like, bro, just say no. Just say no. Say, hey, no, we don't know how to do that. That's not our thing. It's going to make us lose money. 1 player game, please. We're going to move on from that. And they'd be like, it's like I said from the previous videos that I made on Dragon Age. It is all BioWare's fault. EA says, hey, do this. And I'm over here like, bro, because I've seen Mark Dara, he's a flimsy little boy toy who's obviously never going to be a fucking leader. He is a poor leader. That's why they called Casey Hudson to become a leader for a few years, and then he left when he was working on Dreadwolf. That's why he was there, because he was the only actual leader. Mark Dara came in there, and he was like, why didn't anybody tell me that Casey Hudson was here? Why didn't EA talk to me so I could be a leader? Because they don't fucking believe that you can be a leader. Because you're a fucking pussy. You're the easiest yes man that they've ever had. They're not gonna fucking fire you because you are lubed up and ready. There's nobody there to say no. There's nobody. No leadership. This is why every time that somebody comes up to me and says, well, they had to do this, they could have done a lot. There were many choices on the table, and then they chose the easy route to just be like, okay, yeah, sure, we'll make a multiplayer. Okie dokie. Fuck off with that shit. Fuck right off. Then these fucking developers, when they were young and proud with their God, man, I not even as a child, as a kid, listen, back when EA had something back in the day, even if the funny thing is, Beamdog and BioWare had something before EA. They had something. They had KOTOR. They had Jade Empire, which has something. It needs some work, but it had something. They had Neverwinter Nights. They had all these different games through Beamdog and BioWare and all their help and all that help. They had something substantial that they could make their own. But they had cold feet and was like, oh, money, money, money. I need money. I need money. They went straight. EA was like, you know what? Let's make a deal. Let's make a deal. You and me. You join up with us. And I'm over here like, no. Even back then, as a kid, I think I was like around that time that those games were, I would be like 16 or something like that. I'd still be like, no, this is my shit. This is my game. This is my shit. It's like, it's got BioWare written all over it. It's mine. I don't want to be part. Oh, that's cool that EA made like Madden or all this stuff. No, this is mine. It's mine. And I can't believe they couldn't fucking see that ahead of time and realize, he's like, oh, well, we don't have any money. Then fucking wait. Then wait for that money. No, they couldn't wait. So they decided to just, they didn't, I bet you they didn't even read the fucking contract. I bet you they didn't edit the contract. They didn't say like, hey man, 10 years prior or 15 years prior, like, oh, we're putting this in the deal. We're putting this. We're adjusting the deal. There were no adjustments to the deal because the devs were so happy that they had like EA on their back. They were so like fucking. They had a fucking circle jerk and say like, we're game developers. We got a publishing team. These fucking dumb fuck of game developers that want a publisher so fucking bad, want investors and people, you know, lined up with money. They want them so fucking bad so they can get back to making video games. They didn't fucking think for 2 seconds and realize, you know what? We can make it on our own. You know what? We have enough video games that they did, by the way. BioWare, along with Beamdog and all of them, they had enough money to do that shit on their own. And they said, it's not enough. As a matter of fact, I'm going to say it. They didn't trust their own fans enough to realize that they could have made it on their own. Nope. They didn't trust them enough. Nope.
Try to hide it. That being said, ultimately, the people that BioWare made Dragon Age the Veilguard for really liked that game. After all, the game did win the Game of the Year at the Gaming Awards. But the problem is that awards are not the same thing as money. So trying to appeal to a small segment of the gaming population is not a very good idea.
From what I just said before, let me tell you a story, a small story. It's just like 10 seconds. No Rest for the Wicked developers, the people that made the game No Rest for the Wicked, the people that made Ori and the Ori and the Wisp or whatever, they made those Metroid Mania games that people like. They decided to make the risk and peel away from a publishing team, and now they're fully indie. They are fully indie. Just like Sandfall Interactive, they are fully indie. They decided we are going to make the sacrifice and be on our own. They were literally like, we are going to peel from this publishing team and do this on our own. But there are too many developers out there that cry and bitch and moan and say, hey, I need to be with Paradox. I need to be with EA. I need to be with Microsoft. I need money, 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 fucking money. Why the fuck are you becoming a game developer if all you... okay, so was that your wish the whole time? So now that you're with a publisher, like Microsoft, you can fuck up now, and you think you can still keep your job? It's like, you notice that when they're with publishers as big as Microsoft, the team gets complacent and lazy? Have you noticed that shit? I've noticed it. You know how many parties Activision has?
When the best you can hope for is some kind of an award from that group. Doing what Claire Obscure did and just making something that pretty much anyone can appreciate seems like the way to go. Because here's the thing, not only did Claire Obscure make their developers an insane amount of money, but they are also damn near a lock to be one of the finalists for the Game of the Year award at every legitimate award show this year. You know, the real ones, the real award shows.
And you want to know what's funny about what he just said? He's right. They're going to make awards because, and here's the thing, and it hurts me to say this. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is a great game. It is. It is a great game. But for what they did with Henry and Hans is still embedded into a lot of people's mind, including mine. Say what you will. It could be like their publishing team, because Warhorse Studios does have a publishing they do have a publishing team. Say what you will. Great game. Awesome. It is a good game. But they are with a publisher. They are linked up with certain investors. They are. And the only reason that they put a random gay romance that was not needed, it was lazily done, was because they did it for their own fans. And I'm over here just like, if you didn't add it to the game, they would still be your fan, right? You know that, right? If you didn't add the fucking gay romance shit, they would still be your fan. That's how fans are. You don't have to do everything lockstep for your fans. You don't. You honestly don't. Oh yeah, I'll listen to my fans and they have some great ideas, but I can't do this Henry and Hans thing because it doesn't fit with our story. So I'm sorry to say I can't add that. Boom. Over. Now, great game, by the way. But Claire Obscure comes out. A vast majority of people love Claire Obscure Expedition 33. Almost more than KCD 2. And that game is not only shorter, but also kind of a great story. Almost more than KCD 2. Almost. Almost. And guess what? There are no gay romances in Expedition 33. There's no pandering. There's barely even a relationship. But for some odd reason, this game that's about to become Game of the Year is going to slip on right under KCD 2 and take these awards? And they used less money than KCD 2 devs? Hey, man, I'm saying, man. Just saying.
Which don't just pander to a niche audience. I hope BioWare is feeling really stupid right about now. But I'm gonna leave it there. Drop your contempt for BioWare and the Veilguard into the comment section below, and we will talk there. Thanks for watching me, Hardy.
Yeah, I love Dr. Disaster. Something I listen to while I'm at work. I'll go ahead and share this down below. KCD 2 is a great game, but, and by the way, I want to add, I'm not mentioning Musa. I'm not. Musa's fine. He fits in with the story. But let's be honest, the Henry and Hans thing, it just doesn't fit. I watched the whole romance. I used my own eyeballs to watch the whole romance between Henry and Hans, and it doesn't fit at all. You find out that, yes, Hans definitely, Hans Capon did save Henry's life. He did. But there are too many moments where Hans treats Henry like he always has been. A fucking peasant. He has treated Henry like a piece of shit through most of KCD 1 and 2. And then I try to see, oh man, why does he like each other? There is literally no reason. They gave no reason why they liked each other. All it was Hans Capon saying, man, I feel a little bit weird. That's it. That's the whole story. I watched 2 hours of that fucking romance. 2 hours. I had to bleach my eyes out. 2 hours of that romance. And the only thing I got was Hans Capon saying, yo, I read a book that like 2 knights got together. Well, didn't get together. I don't know. It sounded more like a brotherhood of knights. Like two dudes were like knights and they were like brothers. I mean, not brothers, but they were like, you know, bros. And I'm just like, okay, you saw a story about 2 knights and they were nice to each other. And then I'm just like, anything else? Is there anything else between you two? What's going on? And then they fucked. I want to be for real. I was the one saying, hey guys, if it works, it works. I said that. You remember when I said that? If it works, it works. It didn't fucking work. It did not. You had more of a relationship with Catherine or Rosa. Let's just be honest. It's Teresa is the OG. Teresa's the top one. Okay, she just is. She's the OG. But Henry and Hans's relationship was the most. I have a lukewarm sticker and I'm gonna put it on your laptop and it's probably gonna fall off after the ride home. It was. I gave them a chance. The one with Musa, the black character that actually came from, you know, that one area, made sense. Made sense. I knew it made sense because it was well done. Actually, I'll be honest. The friendship between Henry and Musa and the growing conversation between those two and those two becoming friends as well and the conversations that they had between each other was more compelling than the relationship between Hans and Henry. As a matter of fact, if you wanted to throw in a romance, you have a better chance of doing it with Musa than with Hans. Because Hans treats you like shit through both of the games. Now, of course, I wouldn't want that. You know, Henry fucking a black dude. Obviously, I wouldn't want that. But it would make more sense between Musa and Henry than it would with Hans. It still wouldn't. It still wouldn't work because Musa is in a. Well, Henry, being a Christian, it doesn't fit back then in the 1500s because that is considered an abomination, and also Musa is what I think Musa's. I don't know. There's a different. I think Musa is. Hold on. I think he's Muslim. No. He's not Muslim. Musa of Mali. King becomes a list of the character in Musa, though his details sometimes met with discussion. Heard the game is based on a real-time ruler of the Mali Empire, which was officially Islamic State. There it is. Yeah, Muslim. Yeah, it wouldn't work. He's Muslim. Do you think Muslims would appreciate you being gay over there? Okay, come on now. Christian. 2 Christians. It's like, yo man, they would beat us over there in Muslim. Oh, you 2 are gay? We're gonna have to kill you. Christians is like, you 2 are gonna be exiled and then beaten to an inch of your life, and then we're gonna exile you. And then Muslims would be like, yeah, we're just gonna cut your heads off because you 2 were trying to butt fuck each other. It wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. But like I was saying, If you could pull off a gay romance in 1500s, then do it well. Do it very, very well. And if you don't do it very well, it's going to stick out like a sore thumb. Just like Dragon Age the Veilguard, it sticks out like a sore thumb. They said, not only do I not know reality, I'm also an activist. Here's my video game. $60, please. And we were like, get a load of this guy. You know, like I'm saying, guys. I liked Musa as a character. I think he made certain moments in the game a bit better. Yeah, he did. He did. And I like the fact that there were multiple decisions that you could have done with Musa that a lot of people don't discuss. Because there were moments where you could literally fuck over Musa and get him killed. There were a lot of moments like that. Maybe Henry wore a wig.